I'm sure as anglers, we all have bucket list venues we dream of fishing. In recent years, I've been lucky enough to tick quite a few of them off that list, but one particular venue has remained high up the rankings for me. Orellana, 37 kilometres of wild, rugged landscape, lined by hundreds and hundreds of bays and containing some very, very big carp. The last days of 2020 would see me realise my dream of fishing this challenging venue and catching some truly incredible fish. But I can assure you, it was a hard 8 nights.
Yeah! Been one, I've had a wonderful time. I've only gone and caught another big one. I was just over the moon. To an incredible session.
Today you join a very, very excited Samir on the long drive up to Extremadura, which is the home of Spain's premier big carp water, Orellana. Now, I've wanted to fish this lake for so many years, but unfortunately, due to how far it is away, I've never really found the time to be able to do it. But now that I live in Spain, it only makes sense that my big carp journey starts here. Now, fishing in Spain can be quite complicated as regards to the licences. You need a licence for yourself and a licence for your boat, and you only can obtain this by booking an appointment at a police station in the region and then producing your passport to be able to get your licences, which is a big bummer if you're planning to drive up here and just go fishing. But I've enlisted the help of Sam Jeffries from Orellana Carp, who's going to arrange all my licence for me in advance and also provide battery charging facilities for me while I'm out on the lake and secure parking for my vehicle, as this region of Spain is notorious for having your vehicle broken into. I'm super excited about this trip, and yeah, I should be arriving about 10 o'clock at night. So I'm going to get my nut down as soon as I get there, meet up with Sam or one of his representatives in the morning, grab my licences and hit the lake. See you in the morning. It's a crisp, fresh morning here in the Extremadura. Had a lovely night's kip next to the lake, but now it's time to get unpacked and hit the water, as I'm absolutely itching to catch a carp from this lake. Literally, I only spent one night here last week, but that was enough to sow a seed that's absolutely grown inside, and yeah, I'm really focused on catching a fish from this lake. I've got 7 days before Christmas, so I'm hoping to be able to eke one out before then, hopefully a good one. But yeah, this is it, the last dance for the last time in 2020. Let's get this year wrapped up. Well, there's been a slight change of plan. I did initially intend to go fish an area that we baited up last week when we left, but I have just seen about 8 carp show in about 30 minutes here. Now, most of them have been small, but the last one was a decent sized fish, knocking on for 20 kilos, and it was all between 10 metres and 70 metres range. Now, I'd be a fool to leave this spot and head off to the pre-baited area and fish there, especially after I've seen carp, as finding carp in this lake is a real difficult challenge given the size of the venue. Well, I decided to go for a couple of approaches on the rig front, with this one being the first, which is basically a fluoro D rig with a critically balanced tiger nut and a bit of pop-up fake corn, a little sinker in the middle, fished on a size 4 claw. Now, this rig has done me ever so well in the past, especially on clear water venues, and the water here is very clear. But I have found it to give irregular hook holds, especially if there's a large population of crayfish in the lake, and there is a few crayfish I spotted in the margin, so the chances are there's a hell of a lot of crayfish in here. Now, the second rig has been my most successful rig ever. Now, this rig has given me more big carp than any other rig I've ever used, and it's basically a combi blowback rig, fished with, again, a critically balanced hook bait, with a little bit of fake corn and a bit of cork in the tiger nut. And yeah, that one's done the business this year, so I'm definitely going to be giving this one a go alongside the Fluoro D rig. I've I've also tied up a few of these little PVA meshes. The main reason for that is to give a little bit of free food around the hook bait and also to protect the point on the way down. The bottom is incredibly rocky and a lot of stones, so I just want to make sure that point's protected by just nicking it inside that little bag, and yeah, that should give us a little bit of food around that presentation and hopefully tempt a big carp. Time's cracking on a bit now, so I do really need to get the 4 rods in the water and find myself some spots, but yeah, I'm pretty confident. This one at 10 metres, a bit deeper than all the rest, even though we see most of the fish show in the margin area, but you've got to chance one and go long with one, I think, just for that random opportunity. You never know what it might produce. It's worked well in the past, but yeah, 10 metres, I think we're good. That's good to me. There you go. One just showed right there. So let's head out to that. We're going to drop the rod down.
With all 4 rods positioned from 30 to 100 metres distance, at varying depths from 6 to 13 metres, where I'd seen the fish show, my confidence levels were high going into dusk.
Well, normally I've got Claire cooking me healthy dinners when I'm fishing. When I'm on my own, it's normally a pot noodle or some sort of instant pasta. Or now, since I've been angling and doing this full time, I must admit I've piled on a few pounds. So I'm really trying to make the effort to try and eat a little bit more healthier and a little bit more fresh, which can be difficult when you're fishing. But at the moment, I'm in the van, so I've got the fridge, I've got loads of fresh food, loads of fresh meat, and yeah, I'm just gonna knock up a little bit of pasta, veg, and chicken. Hopefully, it's gonna turn out all right. To be honest, I think I probably just ruined it being healthy by accidentally sticking a bit too much Parmesan cheese on top. But, it tastes great. Lovely. No. 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 Oh, you fucker. It's the morning. It's a beautiful morning. And I've just lost my first Orellana carp. Absolutely wounded. Give me a hell of a battle. Really thought this was going to be the one. A decent fish as well. But yeah, it wasn't to be, unfortunately. But it's a beautiful sunrise this morning, and I need to get this rod back out on the spot. But take a look at this.
I'm not going to lie, I was pretty pissed off at the loss of this carp, but fortune waits for no one, so it's time to get tackled back up and the rod straight back out on the spot.
God, you know. Oh no. Didn't leave enough slack on the marker. I reckon that's gone now. Just trying to find the spot with the GPS. Oh dear. Oh, there it is. Is that my marker? Yeah. Oh, she's holding fast. Go to waypoint 3, make sure it's still in the same place. Wow, certainly exciting here today. Here comes some big ones. Woohoo! Mega sunrise. Well, there's been no further action today. I did re-drop my line straight away in the hope of getting a second quick bite, but that didn't happen. Now it's gone past midday, I've decided that I'm going to redo all the rods on the right and push the ones that are quite close in out a bit further to a similar depth as to where I had the bite from this morning. But yeah, now the wind's calmed down, I might even redo the rod that I dropped after having the bite, as I'm never that confident when it's proper howling and you're trying to get your line down and the waves are really big crashing over. And it's all a little bit chaos. I'd rather just take my time now, get everything spot on, ready for this evening, in the hope that I can get another bite and hopefully a fish on the bank. Right, let's get moving. Well, that's all the rods sorted out. Moved two of them out a bit further, one a bit more over to the right, just on a load of rocks, which is really a good spot really because the crayfish love to hide in the rocks. So I'm really hoping that tonight we can try and bag ourselves another run and hopefully another fish. The conditions look really good. Well, for me they look really good. The locals say the fish don't like being on the end of the wind, they like being in the back of the wind. But that goes against all my big lake intuition. So I'm just going to hang it out here for another night. If I don't have a result, then I'll be off in the morning to a new spot.